Hi everyone, Ann Katzif here of Ask Design. I'm going to show you today how to add images to WordPress pages and posts. It's really a very simple process. You can add images directly to the pages or posts, and there are a couple of ways to do that. Or you can first upload the images to your media library and then insert them into the page or post. So let's get started with the media library method first, and I'll walk you through the steps. Okay, so in WordPress you have this left sidebar. Once you log in, naturally you have this left sidebar, and what we're looking for is this media link. And when you hover over it, you'll see the flyout menu gives you two options, Library and Add New. Let's select Add New, and you'll see a drag and drop area here inside the box. So let's pause for a minute. I want to find an image to put into that box. Okay, I found something on my desktop that I'm just dragging into that area. And it's uploaded pretty quickly. There's nothing left to do at this point unless we want to edit the size or something like that. Let's click on this link here. It will bring us the Edit Media area. This shows you the image. You can edit the image in various ways. Scaling it, keeping it in proportion, various things like that. You can crop it, flip it, all these sorts of things. I am not going to do any of that. I'm just going to show you what your options are. So I'll cancel out on that. The other option, instead of a drag and drop technique, you can click on this Select Files button and navigate through your computer. I've already gotten to the spot where I want to be, and just select the item that you want. And way down here at the bottom, if I close up the window, maybe you'll be able to see, but there's an open button for that. And then the second alternative is, instead of dragging and drop or select files, you click on Browser Upload. And you're probably familiar with these different techniques. You select the item and then open that. So those are the three methods to adding directly to your WordPress media library. And if we go to the library now, you'll see that the images reside there. And it's based on the most recent date, so that's why it says all dates here. But you can filter things through. It's pretty swift. Or you can search for things like mother. See what I did there? Interesting. What comes up? How about when I say WordPress? Gives me, other things. So this is a pretty valuable filtering system, and it will really come in handy once you go to actually insert the images into a page or post. So let's go and do that right now. Okay, now I'm back to the post that I've written for this tutorial. And you can see I've already added in the images, but I'll walk you through how to do it. Usually you want to find the spot where you want to put the image, and I either put my cursor at the very beginning of the paragraph or at the very end. In fact, sometimes I even put it in between. So in this instance, with this image, I put my cursor at the very beginning of that paragraph. trying to do it for you now. There we go. You see the blinking cursor. Then you click on this Add Media button. Now that's the key here. Add Media button. And same scenario. You can either drag and drop from your desktop computer into this spot, or click the Select Files button and go through all those machinations that we just went through. And pretty much that's going to be it. But let me find that image again, and I'll put it there, that Add Media image. Put it right in there. You can see it's uploading, all set. Now before you just quickly insert into post, I would pause for a second and make note of the attachment details. Here's the name, the date that you uploaded it. You can edit the image as we showed you earlier. You can delete it permanently as well. Now right here, here's the title. I often copy that and put it in the alt text field for accessibility purposes. And then sometimes you do want a caption. In this case I don't, but you can put a caption here and maybe a description to remind yourself maybe what you need to know about this image. The field description field text will not appear anywhere, but the caption will show up for viewers on the front end. So just be aware that captions will appear. Descriptions are just for your internal use. Then right here, the attachment display settings, that's pretty important. If you forget to do that, some funky things can happen. So I remind people a lot of times, be sure to choose an alignment. In this instance, I chose the right alignment. I'm not linking to anything, but if you can, or if you want to, you can. This will link to the media file itself, meaning if the user clicks on the image, they'll get a sole version of that image on their screen. I do that sometimes if I have a small or a thumbnail, thumbnail or medium-sized version of an image that is actually larger. I give people the opportunity to click on it and see the full-sized image. Now, attachment page for me, I don't find any real use to it. It brings the user to the page that WordPress creates for that image. There's nothing else on there, so it's really of no use, in my opinion. But custom URL is interesting. You can put a URL in there that you want to direct users to. Maybe you want them to go to another page on your blog, or some affiliate link that you use, or maybe even another website, whatever. You can put a custom URL right in that spot. So it's pretty handy. In this case, we'll go back to none. I don't want to have this as a hyperlink at all. And we're all set. Now, one thing to make note of, this is interesting information, where WordPress puts the image. In the WP content area, uploads, and then it categorizes it by the date. Now we can insert into post, and you'll see the image that we put there resides right here, right next to the one I had originally. Now, okay, I've made a mistake. Oops, I want to get rid of it. You can remove it. Or maybe I want to align left, align center, align right. Probably the worst thing you can do is no alignment. So I would advise against that, because funky things can happen. So choose one of the actual alignments, and then maybe you want to edit it. I mean, maybe you actually wanted it the large size, or maybe you did want to have a link. And there are opportunities for you to actually edit the original, so you can do that as well, where You can scale down the original. You can crop it. You can flip it. You can do all sorts of things. So just keep that in mind. In this case, let's select it and then remove it. And then I'm going to save the draft. So that's pretty much it with adding images to WordPress pages and posts. The only other thing I'd like to remind you about is to always optimize your images before you upload them to WordPress. A lot of times people will upload very large images. Even though the DPI may say 72, the actual size, the physical size, could be anywhere from like 4,000 pixels wide. And then people wonder, why are my images loading so slowly? And the reason is because the physical size is so large. So be sure to read my earlier blog post about how to prepare images for the web. You can go to my blog and search for it right there, how to prepare images for the web. It tells you all about maximum size and how do you figure that out, what's the best width and height and resolution, and then different tools that you have available to you in the world. So I use Photoshop mostly, but there are some free tools out there as well. So check it out. And certainly, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment with that question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for now. Take care and have a great day.